an academic assignment? Please raise your hands. Okay, look around you. I think this proves our point. Thank you, you can take them down. Okay, so if really AI is such a revolutionary tool, we could also see this in all the presentations before us. Why aren't we implementing this everywhere? Well, because it has three actually, main issues.
These are misinformation, authorship attribution, and international context.
Okay, so misinformation. AI tends to be inaccurate sometimes. So if you'll take a quick look at my example here, which I stole from our challengers, I asked ChatGPT to give me a short and simple quote by a famous person, and ChatGPT replies, "AI safety is about building a future we can trust," by Elon Musk. I proceeded to Google this quote. Elon Musk never said this, so I asked ChatGPT, did Elon Musk really say this? And ChatGPT answered, "I apologize for the confusion. The quote I provided earlier is not a direct quote from Elon Musk." So how am I supposed to use ChatGPT or any AI for that matter in education if I can't trust it to give me reliable, truthful information? This is a huge issue. We'll continue to authorship attribution. So as we just saw, AI isn't the best at telling me who said what. In an academic setting, it is very, very important that I'll be able to cite my sources. If I don't know what my sources are, how am I supposed to cite them? This leads us to the copyright issue. If I don't know what my sources are, how am I supposed to give credit to the people who created this copyrighted information? If I don't know I'm using copyrighted information, I cannot stop myself from accidentally committing copyright infringement. And this leads us to our last and biggest, or not biggest, but one of our last problems, which is international context. As was previously mentioned, copyright laws differ greatly from country to country. Each nation has its own copyright framework. So building a legal regulation system that works on AI, which is an international thing, functions on the internet, is very, very difficult. The last time we reached an international copyright agreement, specifically in intellectual property, which is what we are talking about, was the Berne Convention in 1971. That would be 53 years ago. If we couldn't agree for the last 53 years, how are we supposed to make an international legal framework to accommodate AI, which is changing quite rapidly? Well, these are all huge issues, but luckily we have the perfect solution.
Our solution is an international certification system that allows users to trust that AI systems are accurate and respect intellectual property guidelines. This certification will serve as an internationally recognized standard, which will give teachers and lawmakers the confidence needed to fully integrate this system in the classroom. Through this process, we can enable governments, teachers, and students to make informed decisions on which AI technologies should be adopted. By encouraging governments to require certification for any AI models to be used in schools, we can create an economic incentive for AI companies to participate in this system. AI companies will be able to request certification from the NGO through a comprehensive auditing process, which ensures their compliance with the agreed upon guidelines. Tying access to the education market to the compliance with the set standards naturally aligns the interest of AI companies with those of the teachers and students.
So if you would just look at this from a financial standpoint, we have the non-government organization, which performs audits on AI companies. AI companies fund this non-government organization, so they pay, and in return, they get audited. Now, why would they want this stamp? Because if I am a school, I want to know that my AI, the AI I'm using for my students, is reliable. So if I know it has this internationally recognized stamp, I know it's reliable, and I will pay the AI to use in my schools. So this way, we all pay each other, and everyone wins.
Speaking of winning, there are many benefits to the education system. Since the auditing process is performed by an impartial external organization, it simplifies the integration of AI into the classroom and ensures that the use of the AI is up to the required standard to benefit the education process and not complicate it. The certificate provides reassurance that all members of the education system will receive a reliable product. In conclusion, standardized certification and auditing procedures for AI service providers fosters the integration of accessible and reliable AI tools into the world of education. Therefore, minimizing stressful working conditions of teachers through copyright infringement prevention and enriching the learning process of students by providing reliable, understandable, and verifiable explanations.
Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much to the two of you for this really great presentation. And with that, please welcome also the other members of the team here on stage. So thanks to all of you. I'm blown away by the presentation. I really, really like it. It was so interesting to see how your ideas took shape and now to see the actual concept that you have. And I think what I mostly like about your idea is that you really try to take the AI companies into the boat, so that you try to collaborate with the schools, but also give them a benefit by this seal of approval. So this I really liked. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think from when we see the process of your group that we've seen over the few days, what surprised us most was this very, very strong core message that you delivered. And you part from the principle that AI improves education. You just took that as a go. You know, maybe you could elaborate on that. Do you have any scenarios? Is it really true? And what scenarios have you thought about on how AI improves your?
I think we just had 6 presentations explaining exactly how AI could be very beneficial to education. I feel like there are so many different scenarios where this could be useful, a lot of which we covered today. I think any person in the audience could answer this question, honestly, if they want to. Like, we could get like crowdsourcing for this, and I think like, this is
Okay, so you just like type from the go. That's fine too. The reason I'm asking is because there is also a discussion on why wouldn't we just ban the use of AI in schools. Some countries are discussing it. What are your thoughts on this?
I think for AI, I think just as a technical solution and as a technical revolution that it is, this is just, I think banning it might be kind of like trying to put lightning back into the bottle, just like a computer. Once we have it, well, we're not going to go back to the abacus and move numbers on there. So I think instead of trying to ban the technology or prevent the technology from coming, how about we try to think about a framework that ensures that it is safe, move fast and break things. Well, that works great for Facebook in an IPO phase, but it's really, really dangerous when you look at education, when you look at the future of education, and when you see AI models outputting propaganda, outputting misinformation and impacting education through that.
Thank you very much. We're very glad you found a model. I suppose here there's questions in the audience, so I'd like to open that.
So AI, as everyone knows here, is a very quickly developing field, and it's becoming more and more of a staple of the global market. And I was wondering whether the process that you have, where you have these non-government organizations who provide this auditing of these AI companies, I was wondering whether you think that there is any potential risk of those non-government organizations and AI companies kind of joining forces, and because AI is becoming really, really powerful, and so potentially I think it could be very dangerous if a very powerful lobby with lots of different applications that are just used globally could have some sort of internal, monopoly of the market.
So let me ask you, basically your question is, well, who polices the police?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is the core issue of this, right? And the solution for that is you need a very, very strong foundation that ensures this. So generally speaking, we looked at 3 main pillars that we want to build on. One, governance of such an organization needs to be very varied, and it needs to include all stakeholders. That means there needs to be representation from AI companies, but there needs to be representation from governments, there needs to be representation from educators. Secondly, any and all guidelines need to be created by a group of experts from the technology field, from the education field. And lastly, and maybe most importantly, full transparency. You need public trust, and for public trust, the public needs to see what's going on. So full transparency is the almost basic requirement for such a process. But yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
So unfortunately, we're running out of time, and please ask the group all the questions that you have later on. So again, a warm thank you to the group, both of our groups, and also to our great coach, Susie. Thank you.
Thank you so much.